I just
I have a player's handbook right in front of me.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Right now.
Oh shit.
Welcome to the stream as we fight over who, what the ruling on hit dice is.
Where can I find that?
Nothing out of the ordinary, people.
Oh, right.
Welcome
Anyway,
to D&D.
welcome. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to D&D. I'm ecstatic to be here. I don't know about you all, but I am.
I am super ecstatic.
So, oh my god. Where did we end last time?
We went
they
to
are.
sleep.
I thought you had like 5 hours to prep today.
We did. I just closed my notes like an idiot. So diving right in today, where last we left our Arden the Kalishtar barbarian, Valinar the Kalishtar cleric, Katya the human sorcerer, and Enoch the dragonborn wizard. They saved the two still breathing girls from the savages on World's Edge, Safina and Mila. After talking through their options, they felt safety in numbers and returned to the city of Deja. The party took the girls directly to the Eldermen and told them everything about their encounter. After brief preparation, the Eldermen, with some guards and the party in tow, left to apprehend Torborn, the city cleric, who is said to be behind the crimes. However, upon arriving at the temple, they were informed that Torborn had ran home to grab something. Once they arrived at his home, they found it tossed and empty. Torborn had apparently fled. The party returned to the city, still hurting from the day's encounters and fights. Entering the tavern, and after a brief bit of food and drink, went to bed. They were told to meet with the Eldermen in the morning, and as we return to the game, the early morning light of the sun rising and breaking in through your guys' windows, and the distant cry of a rooster calling in the morning, you guys begin to stir, and the day is yours.
Whose rooster is that, and why is it making so much noise? I'm in a room by myself, so I'm just talking to myself.
You say as you sit up and look at the empty room around you?
Yeah.
And when I say empty, there's a bed, a wash pot, and like a nightstand. Or what is the equivalent of a nightstand?
I know you meant
it actually might just be
empty of
a chair.
other individual. I know you meant empty of other individual presents.
Well, even the room itself is pretty bare. I mean, you have a chamber pot and like a chair and a bed, and the chair is basically the nightstand kind of makeshift thing. And that's really about it.
Fine by me.
There might be some cloths or stuff in the room from cleaning yourself. That's going to be about it.
I'm gonna limp out of bed and get dressed.
Now, while you guys have had a long rest and are technically fully healed, you guys are still fairly sore from the beatings that you took the day before.
Oh yeah.
Carden is sore.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's sore.
Oh yeah, I think everyone except Enoch, I think, went down in the last encounter, at least at some point.
And I know it was a close call for Enoch.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be very thankful when I finally get that chance to wake up in the morning and not have stiff wood between my knees.
The way he delivered that line was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
And there's the demonetization.
What monetization?
Anything we would have gotten.
Money? We do this for the fun. Fun over followers?
What do you mean, followers? We're live on the internet?
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Oh.
And now that's out there forever.
That's alright.
Anyway, what about the rest of you? What are you guys doing? Carden is getting up and going downstairs. That's about all he really does.
Yeah.
Valinar's still asleep.
Okay. Do you roll over and go back to sleep?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you know
That's
it's gonna
kind
take?
of wake him up.
Enoch is going to take some extra care on his scales.
Okay. You're going to take a little bit of extra time this morning, kind of, I'd say combing, but I don't think that's the proper word. So let's go with brushing your scales.
And removing anything that's broken.
Ah. This is where you get the grill cleaner out.
Indeed.
Get like the wire brush.
Uh-huh.
Alright. So, you take some time doing that. Carden, you go downstairs. Valinar, you roll over and go back to sleep. Katya, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hobble down the stairs, half asleep, and I guess try to look at a menu through blurry eyes.
Okay.
Or would that be bleary? That's the word I'm looking for.
Well, not to worry. There's not much of a menu, as it's have one or two options for breakfast. Basically, your option.
That one.
Basically, your options are essentially vegan or not vegan.
Katya points at something, not even 100% reading it, just that. I want that.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d4.
Uh-oh. I've made a mistake. Oh, I pushed a button. Hang on. I don't want the dice roller. Jeez. God. 2.
Okay.
What does that get me?
You don't know yet. They're currently preparing it.
Whatever it may be.
As you I'm assuming you joined the table with Carden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Carden, I'm assuming you order meat plate.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Let's be honest, Carden's not too much different from me.
All right. So you guys are downstairs getting breakfast.
So he's completely and totally unobservant and blind.
So,
not quite.
Denock, it does take you quite a bit of time to, get through all of your scales, as it's kind of hard to reach in some places, and it does take quite a bit of time to do so.
Especially since I have to pull some out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it'd probably take you the better part of 2 hours to do so, just because I know you took quite a bit of damage, and it's been a little while since you performed maintenance, to say the least.
Dragonscaping.
Oh, jeez.
So, Arden and Katya, breakfast is served to you guys. You both having identical plates of what you assume ham and like fried potatoes and eggs, served with slices of bacon.
Wow, that's a little harder than I was anticipating.
It is a hearty sized breakfast. Arden, it's breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to finish all that. But I might try to turn some of the scraps into rations for later.
You can certainly try.
Does that require a check?
As you guys kind of finish breakfast, Katia, you kind of stuff some bacon into your pocket for later.
Pocket bacon.
Probably
And all the puck went with it.
Yep. You guys sit there for probably half an hour after finishing your food, and neither one of your other two companions have come down yet.
It's unusual for Valinar not to be up already. Usually he's down here with us.
And poor man sleep.
You're gonna have to say that again, dude. Your mic.
Poor man sleep.
The poor man's sleep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I don't know why my mic is being like this.
And what of Dinok? Something happened to him.
He's probably getting ready to.
It's been an hour and a half since we got up, and it's not exactly early morning. It's not like we woke up before the sun rose.
I don't know. I don't keep them.
Well, I'm gonna go and check on them. So you hold down this. So you can hold down on this table here, and I'm gonna go up and see what's going on.
I will hold down this table. I'm not their keeper.
Alright, so Cardin, you hold down the table, and Katia, you go upstairs.
Now, do you mean that literally, Cardin?
Yeah, I'm literally holding down the table.
Like a mad dog, whenever somebody comes near, you press harder into the table and just...
It's my table.
Katia, going up the stairs, honestly, both of their rooms would probably be about the same distance apart, so which one would you go to first?
Hold on. Real quick, evens or odds?
Odds.
That's an even, that's a 2.
Yep, okay, so he hears, "Say, motherfucker, come waffle."
Okay, well, Dinok's up. Dinok is certainly awake, so I'll come back to that later.
Okay, so you go to Valinar's door first.
I'll come back to that later. I'll go to Valinar first. And I'm not even gonna knock on.
If I ever see another dog, I will burn it.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So I'm not even gonna knock on the door, but I'm gonna use minor illusion to make the sound of a rooster crowing right by his door.
Okay. Valinar, just outside your door, you hear...
And from Dinok's room, you hear, "What the fuck was that? I will have chicken dinner tonight."
I'm trying to decide if Valinar wakes up or not.
Roll just a regular Constitution check. 10 or higher,
I mean,
you wake up. Or I guess...
Oh my lord.
Okay.
5. I guess you continue to sleep through it.
I'll wait about a minute.
You wait about a minute and you hear nothing.
And then I'm gonna try
yelling.
I'll try again. This time it's gonna be the roar of a bear.
All right. Go ahead and give me. I mean, yeah, we're gonna need that anyway.
Damn.
Hey, Valinar, I'm gonna tell you right now. You need to stop rolling and save that shit.
2 20s. Excuse me. What?
Okay, so those of you who may not be seeing what we're doing right now, we roll with advantage, which means technically every time he rolls twice. He has rolled twice now, so a total of 4 times. Of those four rolls, 3 of them have been natural 20s. You need to stop, bro. Like, if you keep rolling like that tonight,
It's the
when it counts, we won't have it.
the car. That's what's going on.
All right. Well, I'll say with that check, after the sound of a right outside your door, as it sounds like a bear is just on the other side, you kind of wake up and instinctually grab your mace.
Not even thinking about it, he runs towards the door, throws it open, and swings his mace.
Oh no!
Roll an attack.
Oh shit!
By the way, Enoch is actually doing the same thing, coming out.
Fortunately, that one not hit.
Well, okay. Well, hold on.
Not hit.
Yeah. Okay, so that's an 8. Real quick, just for my own satisfaction, your armor class is what again, Katya?
12.
Okay, because do you remember you don't have like mage armor or anything like that up at the moment?
Yeah.
All right, and so Dinuk, you said you were gonna do the same thing.
Coming out with a mage bolt. By the way, I am in little more than a loincloth,
Oh my.
and
I mean-
there are actually obvious scales missing, some bleeding.
Oof.
Oh lord.
You know what?
I'm coming
gonna
out.
roll.
I'm coming
I'm
out
gonna
with
roll
firebolt
something.
ready, but I'm not casting.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you walk out and you got a firebolt like prepared in your hand, kind of like looking around.
I mean,
Um,
all but combat roll.
Gotcha. All right.
This is for my
Alright.
satisfaction here. Okay. You're lucky. I don't freak out at the sight of a bleeding Dinok and try to counterspell.
Well, he doesn't cast it, so there's nothing to counterspell.
Well, you know, I turn around and that's what I
Automatic.
see, and I don't
Actually,
freak
you don't
out.
have counterspell.
Well, I don't mean the actual spell counterspell. I mean, like, you know, I turn around, I see him, and I throw something at him instead.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I
There is a
had
spell called
composure. I
Okay.
kept my composure. What
So,
happened to you?
Fucking maintenance. I broke so many scales in that last fight. Look at this! And I point to an obviously large gash that has scales missing from it as well.
probably where
Is
that
that-
great
is
axe
that-
kind of planted down on you.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like clipping your fingernails?
Clipping thing. What? What?
Do
What? I think I need some. Is that
Do
a
your people
cultural
eat-
thing?
do your people even trim your? Katya looks at his hand.
Claw.
Claws?
Kinda not really. They kind of a holdover from when we weren't so magically and technologically inclined, kind of thing.
Also,
Last
Valinor, you're
resort.
bearing witness to all of this.
Hmm?
You're bearing witness to all of this.
No, I'm not. Once
Bearing
we started talking, I
witness.
closed the door and went back into the room.
Bearing witness.
Perfect. Katya, as you're kind of standing there, you hear a kaboof. As you kind of turn, Valinor has vanished back into the room.
Now I'm gonna bang on the door. Valinor, get out here. We're waiting on you downstairs. Or at least Carden is. He's holding down the table for us all.
Meanwhile, at the
Give me a-
table, Arden's
Give me
pushing
a
down
second
really
to get
hard.
ready.
Card, give me a strength check.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
By the way, Katya, Enoch actually says, "Do you mean that literally or figuratively?"
What?
Holding down the table.
Well, I told him to hold down the table, but as to what he was actually doing, I have no idea.
All right. So, have you guys ever seen like those like children who who are at a table where their arms are just long enough to reach to the other side and grab the table, but like their feet and the rest
Aw.
of them are dangling?
Mhm.
That is effectively what Carden is doing, except as a grown man. He isn't breaking the table, but he is
I can just-
definitely applying pressure to it.
I can just see this petulant little pout on his face. My table. Tell me you don't see it.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. And back upstairs.
Cardin is not a morning person.
Katya. By the way,
Yes.
I've got a few here on the back, and I turn around where there are a few obvious broken scales, and I just cannot reach those. Do you mind giving me a hand? And I hand him a pair of pliers. It's gonna be a bitch when you pull it out, but do it anyway. We gotta do it anyway. They
Katya,
work. They work.
Katya begrudgingly takes the pliers, looks at the spots where scales have already been removed, and kind of gasps. I don't know if I could bring myself to do that. That's. You might be better off asking Cardin.
Deanoch slowly, kind of, that creak, turn and look. Please repeat what you just said. That last bit.
I said, if you want me to put it to you in layman's terms, I am too much of a girly man to handle your scales in the manner by which you were speaking without
No, I understand that part totally, but the very last part.
Oh, did I say something wrong about Cardin assisting you?
Not sure I trust him with this. A little bit more delicate than I think he's used to.
Delicate? You handed me a pair of pliers. What do you mean delicate?
Yeah, and I think he would take a warhammer to them if he thought it was necessary.
Well, I do have to raise the question of, didn't that great axe kind of remove some of those scales? And Katya winks.
Fucking damn it.
Maybe Valinor will be willing to help, because just the idea of pulling scales from you. Oh, well. On second thought, as an image Katya's mind, I could imagine it's Cardin and pulling scales out of him. That might make it more enjoyable.
Deanoch just has this befuddled look on his face.
His eyebrow
What are
raised.
you talking about?
You know what? Let me try it on one of these smaller scales here, and he points to a spot on Deanoch's back, and see how that goes first.
Alright. Whenever you're ready.
All right. So
I'm
he
gonna try and attempt
takes a
to
deep
remove
breath.
it. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
He rubs his hands together and he grips the pliers and he takes a deep breath and rolls a 9.
Deanoch, I need you to roll me a 1d4.
Oh no. That's a tree.
With a 3, are unable to remove it, and while this one is definitely still attached, just because of where it's placed in your back, you're unsure if it's even a broken one, but it is definitely still attached.
Okay. It's at this point Honor walks out of the room, completely ready for the day.
Is this what you call a hang scale?
Valinor walks back into the room.
Valinor looks at him. Valinor looks at him, says, "Get a room," and then keeps going to get food.
Oh, hey Valinor, nice of you to join us. I think Deanoch might need some applied pressure.
You got this. You got this.
He just keeps walking.
Am I doing it wrong?
I don't even know if that one was broken, and it's definitely still in. I think
Well,
it's
it's.
nerves loose, though.
You look.
I
you
look a
look
little bit
at
closer. It's broken now.
You look at it, Katya, and it is like cracked, but it looks to be kind of like a minor crack.
Oops. I mean, oops is not something you say when you're helping somebody pull their scales. I mean, I totally meant to do that.
Give me the damn pliers.
No. Let me try another one. I want to try another one.
No.
This is fun.
Fun. Motherfucker, what?
Oh, okay. You can have your pliers back. Just don't use them on my fingernails later.
That might actually be a good torture.
I like to
write that
keep my
down.
fingernails somewhat intact.
Is that a thing for humans? Fingernails being intact?
More for
You don't regrow them?
Oh, they regrow, just not as fast as I would like, and the more I chip them, the worse it is. Because then I have to clip the whole nail off and start over, and if I got several nails that are just different lengths, it's really just doesn't fit. It's irritating.
By the
And in
way,
this
throughout
line of
all of
work, it's
this-
impossible.
I have to roll this because he is totally bullshitting that line.
You're
Bullshitting
rolling
what?
performance for what?
Bullshitting the not knowing fingernails.
Oh,
I've worked
you
on
are?
bodies.
Oh,
yeah.
well then it's deception, not performance.
I mean, I'm putting on an act.
Yeah, but it's still deceiving them.
Alright.
You would need probably both of them anyway.
Well, let's see if I can match. Questionable. My insight is higher than his nat 20, but which wins?
Natural 20.
Damn it.
Sorry. That's just how it goes.
I feel like there's something off about it, but I'm going along with it. It's more of a human-female thing, if you catch my drift.
Valorant, you arrive downstairs. You currently see the previous site
Whoa,
that I
who's
described
Valorant?
in. Sorry, Valinar. My bad. Look, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Valinar, you arrive downstairs to the scene of Cardin practically hanging to a table. What do you do?
Carden, I don't think that's what he meant by hold down the table. Then he just goes and orders food.
Okay, I understand what Valnar says, and I resume sitting like a normal Calistarian.
Alright, so you sit down kind of proper. As proper as Cardin can.
Yeah.
Valinar, you go and order food. Are you going vegan or meat plate today?
Meat.
Alright, so you are served a few minutes later the same kind of variety of eggs, fried potatoes, and bacon and ham, I believe.
By the way, about this time, Deanock is coming down the stairs, pants on, his shirt and his robes over his arms, pliers in hand, with a cloth that's obviously a little bloodstained.
Katya falling behind him. I could have sworn that one was broken, though.
Dude, robot.
What happened to you?
That didn't help.
Nope.
Ow.
What happened to you?
He said what happened to you, but that's still really bad.
It's still like
There we go.
Blow on your mic.
Yeah, just don't do the Cardin voice tonight, because I feel like that's throwing your mic off a little bit, and you need to get that thing looked at or something, dude. Because every time you use like Discord or something, you You sound like you're trying to talk underwater half the time.
Might be underwater. Okay.
Ow, ears,
You might want to get that looked at too.
ears are bleeding. Ears are bleeding.
I might just get a new mic with my next paycheck.
Do it.
Do something,
it.
because good lord.
I don't know what's been the problem with it lately.
How old is it?
It's not that old.
Okay, let's take it in view of normal. It's not that old, or technology. It's not that old.
It's only like 7 months.
That's pretty old.
I mean, the microphone I'm using is like 6 years, so.
I'm using my phone and it's working better.
That's true. Anyway,
Let me try my headset tonight.
okay. You go ahead and do that. Mute yourself before you take all of that off.
You just hear. Oop. Sorry.
All right. So eventually, you all sit down at the table together. Valinar eating breakfast. I'm assuming Denoch, you also get breakfast and have breakfast with the group. Coffee. Okay.
Two silver.
For food.
Food and coffee.
Sure, let's go with that. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, the price does help.
Yeah, we'll go with 2 silver for a meat plate. Everybody got a meat plate, so everybody mark off 2 silver.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, am I paying for this or am I just accepting it?
Free food.
You guys eat. Notice
By the way,
you actually don't see Otta.
Oh, that's a good point.
You guys.
I thought somebody was missing.
I'm assuming Otto was gone when I woke up, since I was rooming with him.
Oh, that's right. You were rooming with him. Yeah, he was not in the room when you woke up.
Okay.
I forgot about.
And he didn't pass us in the hall.
Hey Valinar, can
And I
you do
didn't-
me a favor?
Who?
Valinar.
Okay. Depends on the favor.
Denoch hands you the pliers and turns his back to you. There's a couple of broken scales there, and if I don't get them out, they are going to warp horribly.
He's got a bad case of hangnails. I mean, hang scales. Sorry.
You're gonna do that in the middle of the dining room of the inn.
Look, at this point, Denoch
It's like
doesn't
asking
care.
your
He's
mom.
in
It's like
pain.
asking your. It's like asking your grandma to pop the zits on your back in the middle of IHOP.
Oh god. That's terrible.
Well, you gotta remember, okay, so this is a cultural thing for Denoch.
I mean,
He doesn't
fair.
understand that.
But it is kind of odd where we're at.
Perfectly normal.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
So what you're telling me is Dragonborn sit around the table at home. Hey, will you pick my scales for me?
Now, is that you or Katya?
That was Katya.
Okay. What? No. Cultural, what's the word for mammals? Grooming. Yes, grooming.
We don't groom each other for mammals, as you say. We don't groom each other at the dinner table in the middle of a tavern.
You just see this befuddled look on Denoch's face.
While all this is going on, Valinar shrugs and pulls one.
All right. Also, I just imagine when Denoch does that face of befuddlement of the Gabriel Iglesias face of why. All right. So.
And on a Dragonborn, no less. Oh my goodness.
So, all right. So Valinar, you're gonna pull a scale. Denoc, roll me a 1d4. Valinar, roll me a strength check.
Oh boy. 9.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Ignore the one.
Yeah, okay. 4. You're not rolling that card.
Maybe he is.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh. Huh. Denoc, you take
Yeah?
you take 4 points of tearing damage as Valinar pulls a undamaged scale from your back.
Oh no! There's just this scream.
While that happens, like everybody in the bar like turns and looks.
Perfect.
One patron runs outside, and you just hear and as his breakfast hits the ground.
And that is precisely why we do not groom in public.
And you just see Enoch just on the floor in pain, and is like, "Last time I ask you guys." Ouch!
Well, probably a good idea. But just puts the pliers next to him.
Damn, you killed him, man!
And then cast Spare the Dying on him.
It doesn't take hold, but for comedic purposes.
Bing.
Garden, are you back?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
You may need to leave chat and rejoin since you changed your mic, dude.
Hello?
I'm not
I
hearing
see a
him.
green circle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
that's
hearing
only
you,
when
dude.
it's
You may
not
need to change.
talking.
Oh, there you go. I think I heard you. Oh, I don't hear him.
No.
Nope.
I'm getting like little.
I'm not even getting that.
I hear little bubbles, but that's it.
Make sure your mic is changed over on. Oh, make sure your mic is changed in settings, dude.
Oh jeez.
No,
Difficulties.
it's just static, dude. It's worse. Go back to what you were on. It's worse.
Oh god.
Nope. It's worse.
Nope.
What is wrong with that headset?
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with his stuff. Every time, every freaking time he has tech issues. I don't know.
Try
what
going
it is.
into your
Wasn't bad
user.
in the beginning of 2. I will say that. Borderlands 2, it was not that bad. Then we got to about the middle round, and it went to shit.
Well, I'm talking about we either have no.
Hey, try going to the voice and video settings for your user and go and try switching to call mode and see if that makes a difference.
I had to mute him.
I'm
Oh,
not.
he broke.
I'm not doing that. I'm
Maybe
just
playing without a card tonight then.
I'm just trying to tell him to go
Uh-oh.
back whatever he was doing because that was okay. He just almost has to warm up his mic.
He throws it in the oven. Is that warm enough for you? That could be the next hot topic. The silence is stunning.
Alrighty.
Of silence.
We're gonna keep
So,
going. Sorry about that.
DM, what can we do wrong today?
Yeah. We're gonna find out.
Am I back?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have audio now with you. Before it was nothing but static, dude.
Okay, I'm not sure what it might be like. I don't know.
You need
I
to
don't know
take,
what's going on.
dude. Take the next few days and fix it. Anyway,
I'll fix it when I have money.
all right.
Okay.
So you guys are currently sitting around the table finishing breakfast. Those of you who are currently eating, and it comes to your attention that you do not see. Oh, and then D-Knock had a scale pull.
Yes.
The wrong one.
Multiple times.
I'm assuming you take the pliers back from Valinar.
Yes, they're now in my pouch, where I will not be giving them to either of these two.
I'm
Also-
sorry.
Somewhat terrified of what will happen if Cardin gets a hold of them. If these two, the ones who are supposed to be somewhat competent, that's in question now.
Competent does not mean that I am well trained in your people's cultural grooming habits, nor do I have the strength to make said thing happen.
Yeah, Bernard shrugs.
Alright.
D-Knock is just glaring.
I tried.
He's got his shirt on and his robe, and he's just kind of shying away from everyone else, like,
That spot on your back really hurt.
yeah. Considering I think that was a dorsal spine.
Like,
Ooh.
if you guys have ever lost a fingernail, that's kind of what
Well,
it feels like.
I haven't. I can't say I've lost one, but I've had them bent back before, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah, trust me, dude. Having one completely
Yeah.
removed is worse.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I lost a fingernail when I got my fingers slammed in a stall.
Oh,
Yeah. By the way, that was also when I was like 5. Yep.
Closed my hand in a car door.
Ugh.
That was like 3 years ago. Worst part was I was working when that happened, and when I say working, I mean I was working at Pizza Hut delivering.
Ooh.
I had to go.
Ow.
I had to go knock on the guy's door, deliver pizza with my hand dripping blood from my finger.
Oh.
I had to
And you
ask
had to
him
do
for
it with a
pi-
smile on your face.
special delivery.
And I asked him, like, could I offer you pizza in exchange for some paper towel? Because he had already paid. He paid via card. Really, it didn't matter. I was just like, I'm bleeding everywhere. But
Gosh.
yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Trying to get back into the game here. Sorry about this detour.
Yours.
As you guys
That's
kind
part of the fun.
Oh, I know. But as you guys kind of finish breakfast and the whole shenanigans
for
of
me.
his you do not notice Otto.
Okay. I did not notice Otto
You guys notice that Otto
because
is
he's not there.
here at breakfast. Or in
Oh.
the tavern.
When we came
D-Knock is
back,
kind of laying on the table a little bit and turns to the rest of the group. Anyone want to ask the barkeep where he is? I think they may know. Maybe.
well, I do have to question. when we came back last night, I know we were all tired and kind of rushed to bed, but was Otto already here?
Dinox shrugs and then immediate like, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. I don't know. I was in the same room as him. Points thumb to Cardin.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
Valinor, you're rooming with him, right?
Yeah, DM, would I have noticed him last night?
Yeah, he was in the tavern and he came to bed at some point, but he was not in the room when you woke.
He was there when I went to sleep, gone when I got up.
Okay.
Barkeep!
Maybe he went ahead to go speak with the Elder Council.
Kind of.
Elder Men Council?
Yeah. Expectantly looking for a question.
Our friend Otta, the gnome.
Wink.
Did he leave today? Did he say anything?
Yeah, he got up real early this morning. I think before the rooster crowed.
That was when I woke up.
He left. Something about visiting. Oh, what was his name? One of the members of the Short family.
Are they just short?
Trying not to say it.
Wait. Like, the Elderman short?
Yeah, that'd probably be them. But I don't think it was Keljan. I think it was probably one of his brothers. Or sons. I don't know. They all kind of look alike.
That almost sounded racist.
By the way, what race is the barkeep?
If you remember...
I forget.
Yeah. Name. No, half-elf.
So he's visiting friend and or family.
Possibly. I honestly don't know Otta's last name. Or if he even has a surname.
I don't think he ever told us.
Oh, did you bother to ask?
We agreed to protect him. That's enough.
Well, there you go. She says and kind of like gives you this like dumbass look and goes back to cleaning the bar.
Thank you, by the way.
Not a problem.
And sorry about bleeding out on your floor.
It's quite alright. The only rule I have is you're gonna die here, do it outside.
By the way, the mage hand is holding a towel and is wiping up the blood.
Okay. Alright. That is noted.
Well, we do have a couple things we have to do before we leave. Anyway, we have to check in with the Elderman Council. And we also have to take that sword by the forge and see if the forge master can identify it for us.
Yep.
At least those are the things I'd like to do. I don't know about the rest of you. She was a Minotaur?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember.
Katya wasn't there.
Like, it was Dinock and Cardin that were at the forge.
Like a legit, like, half cow, half person Minotaur creature?
Woman, actually.
Half owl? Is that what you just said?
I said half cow. Cow.
Oh, cow. I heard owl. Strange.
Katya starts daydreaming about owl people. So
What is
So,
this, Batman?
Is that
a
a form of
legit
Aarakocra?
Minotaur woman, and she speaks?
Yeah, Minotaurs are a... Oh, right.
I
Yeah,
didn't know.
at least on my... And he actually kind of somewhat leans back up and looks around, making sure no one's too close, and says lowly, "Back on my island, they're a rather formidable race of not just fighters, but scholars as well. Really
I
in
mean,
tune with nature, that group. You never
everything that I've
find
known.
someone matter about a tree cut.
Everything I've ever read about them has been, I guess, like myth and legend, and because I've never actually seen one, and they're not typically from around where I'm at, where I hail from. But I just always thought they were, monsters.
Maybe a war of misinformation somewhere?
Or maybe, perhaps,
It
the
could
ones
be
that
a subspecies.
true. Perhaps the ones that made it to your home just developed differently, and the ones that went down in legend for my home were just bloodthirsty savages. I'll, I might just
More
keep
than
my mouth shut.
Yeah, more than likely, the ones on your island may have devolved. That is, regressed into little more than bestial creatures. Although that can be said for just about any sentient race. Could happen to them.
It could also just been because their species was so divided as a result of having to fly to the sky. Perhaps they were just angry because their loved ones were on a totally different plane of existence. And I don't mean that literally, like, a separate plane of existence. I mean, like, different island.
Yeah. Well, whatever the case. DM, did she ever give her name? I forget.
To you? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody mentioned Steel Fairy the blacksmith. I don't know if that's the same person or not, but I think one of the eldermen mentioned that
One of the
name
aldermen
to
did
us.
mention Steel Fury, saying the blacksmith, but you don't know if it's the same person or not.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. We'll find out when we get there, I suppose.
Yeah.
I go through the trouble of naming all of these people, and you guys never ask their name, so.
What is everybody's name?
Payback's a bitch.
By the way, Cardin, you dropped from the roll 20.
It's still showing me in the roll 20.
He's
he
back
came
on my
He just
end.
magically appeared.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just reappeared.
Yeah, you were gone, and then you were back. Oh, you're gone again.
Oh, whoa.
I'm
And you back.
refreshing to make sure.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. That's what it was.
Magic.
That was
We've
funny.
got
I don't know if you
magic
can see that on
problems here.
stream, but that's kind of weird.
We just want to make
Magical
sure you're not
mishaps.
like just totally dropping from everything.
All right.
Mysteriously
So
disappeared without trace.
where are you guys wanting to head first? Are you guys wanting to go to the Elderman first, or are you guys wanting to go to the fifth, to the
Which is closer?
the smithy?
Go there first.
Actually,
let's go ahead and
technically
go
they're
there
about the
first.
same distance apart.
Different
Essentially they're in a triangle.
I want my reward, but I also want to learn more about the sword.
Well, what if appraising it costs money?
True. Yeah, let's go collect
Besides,
our
it's
reward
not
first.
like we're leaving immediately.
Yeah, maybe we'll bump into Otto along the way, or somebody who knows where he's been.
So you
I
guys
just
go
hope nothing
to
bad happened to him.
you guys go to the Elderman first, then.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick note.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I gotta do this because I want to write down a name before I forget it.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
So that we can not ask for it, right?
No, you guys already got this name.
Ah, okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys begin to head to the Elderman's estate.
By the way, Denock is walking with his hand gingerly over his back, like almost bent over in pain.
Duly noted. Guys, head toward Elderman Estate. Slightly bigger building than the rest of the buildings in town, where you immediately catch sight of the elven woman, Elizabeth, kind of sitting at the desk, and she kind of looks up and goes, "Oh, I was wondering when you guys were gonna come in today." The Eldermen are free most of the day, so if you would like, I can show you to them right now.
I'm sorry that we weren't here sooner. Our friend here, Denock, decided he needed some scale grooming.
Look, if they curl in, it gets infected and it gets real nasty.
Would that be called an ingrown scale?
God damn it.
You're not a very bright one, are you? Anyway, the Elderman, yes. This way. She kind of stands up and leads you guys kind of back towards the room of the Elderman.
As we go by, Denock kind of chuckles, like, I like her. Sassy.
She kind of opens the door for you guys, and as the door kind of opens, you guys can see the three Eldermen kind of standing together, kind of at the end of the table, kind of talking, and they kind of like, yeah, welcome, everyone. We were wondering when you would show up today. And he's gonna watch as the three kind of begin to separate from their huddle and take their seats at the table again. Thank you, Elizabeth. Says Varin. Kind of gives a slight bow and a nod and leaves and closes the door behind.
Stuck up secretary.
We wanted to thank you guys for the assistance you provided our town. I know one of you, remember which, that providing such a service usually doesn't come free of charge, and we are well aware. And after seeing and hearing everything that transpired yesterday, we found what we could and what we could spare for you guys. I only wish it were more. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to give more.
Limited resources and supplies, I understand.
Well, that and taxes as well. Remember, we are not the capital city, so we all pay slight tribute to the capital city, as they are the ones with the most resources and are able to protect the realm for the most part. He does pull up a small, fairly medium-sized bag, kind of sets it on the table, and you can hear coins kind of as he kind of sets it on the table. Goes, it's what we could, afford to give. And you watch as he kind of flicks his hand, and the bag kind of raises and drifts towards you guys.
That's quite all right. Whatever you can spare.
Sets it down in front of. We're just gonna go. He sets it down in front of you, Katya.
Oh. Well, I thank you for being able to part with some of your hard-earned wares. Don't worry about how much or how little it is. Any little bit helps. Ours is an important mission. Protecting a messenger is, I'm sure, no easy feat. And Katya is going to take the coin purse and put it in his pack.
Okay. Protecting a messenger isn't as... depending on the messenger, it's not necessarily a difficult or an easy task. Otto has made the trip multiple times. He knows what he's doing, for the most part. But I do believe I'm with you. He must be currently visiting probably your brother, would he not be? Belgian? Belgian kind of just looks. Yes, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell who he would go and visit. I mean, he does know so many different people.
The barkeep said he was going to talk to a small.
Oh, ow! I'm sorry.
What
I
was
don't know
that?
what
That was his phone vibrating.
Apparently. That never happens.
Elgin's kind of like, if he was going to talk to a short, he's probably going to either talk to Bilgen, one of my brothers, or maybe Josa. Jaza, which would be
Jaza.
which would be Mela's mother. Probably one of them.
If you could get a message to him, tell him that we'll be waiting for him whenever he's ready to go to the next city. We'll let him have his visitation time.
I'm sure he'll be ready in a little while. He probably got up early for the purposes of that. Yeah, Otto's he doesn't present it, but he is a very bright one.
Hides it all,
Was that? I'm sorry?
huh? Hides it all, huh?
Hides it all, and he's a bit of a confused lad.
Enoch kind of looks to the three and is like, well, if a dwarf shaves his beard and pretends to be a gnome, yes, confused would be a word.
But I get it. I totally understand.
I laugh. Yeah. Otto was abandoned as a raised by her.
So he tries to be as gnomish as possible.
Him, the thick red hair that runs down his back, and a little bit of a disgrace. He was abandoned. He abandoned what it is he is. Anymore, he's not sure. Raised by gnomes, but you're a dwarf. Path to you. Anyway, I thank you again so much for your service. I wish there were more that we could extent of our capabilities.
By the way, I mean, are they holding out, or is he telling the truth?
With a 20 insight, he is being very forthright. This what he has given you guys is it's not all that he could give, but it is about all that they are comfortable giving.
Fair enough.
I mean, they could. If they were to offer you guys basically any more, you gather, he would all but be handing you the keys to the city.
I don't think what we've done is worth that much.
So
Now, if we had caught the culprits and brought him to swift justice, perhaps then he could hand us the key to the city.
Yeah.
that's what you get with a dirty 20 insight check.
Dirty 20, huh?
Well, you were just constantly saying how we never insight anything, so I figured I'd start.
Oh, that's just true for all of my players, regardless of what game you're in.
We just trust you so much.
Insight.
And
That's a
the
bad
thought-
idea.
I
Terrible.
invite the GM.
What kind of DC does that have? Let's see.
At your,
Probably too high.
at your current level, you'll never. At your
Nope.
current level, you will never achieve
Nope.
it.
Dang.
We
I'm
need
gonna
a
do some
quintuple
training.
advantage on insight.
You would need those 3 natural 20s Valorant had at the beginning of the session.
Valorant had
Right.
nothing.
Alright, Valinar, I guess you're just Valorant now.
My
Yeah,
name's Emma.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
I get most of the names.
What?
Damn.
That's
Alright.
impressive.
So
Especially
you
for
guys,
Cardin.
Cardin gets a +2 to insight. What are you talking about?
so you guys have officially been paid by the Elderman. You know where Ada is. Is there anything else you wish to ask of them while you have them in front of you?
So, about those mirrored woods, or whatever. What all can you tell us about them? I know this one nearly got lost in them.
I didn't get
And-
lost. Y'all followed me.
And he refused to believe that our side was the real one.
Honestly, not much. The woods have been here ever since the Ascension. The city was built here for multiple reasons. One being a protective layer, and being near water source. As you guys are probably a little bit aware, water is sometimes difficult to acquire during the dry season.
Tell me about it.
Deanoch tilts his head in confusion.
Yeah, not everybody has the 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 prowess of your city, and you're slowly coming to recognize this. That the problems
Yeah,
that
he's
everybody
about to say something, and then he remembers. It's like, oh, I better shut my big maw.
Our
Pull
best
some more scales.
guess, our best guess created. We're not sure by who. We've gathered it's either from it's either knock on, or honestly there's even the possibility of Scientia that created it, one of the gods.
No wonder I didn't like the place.
Maybe it was a collaboration.
It very well could be. Fortunately, we don't know.
I do have a bad feeling that somehow there's got to be some kind of presence in those woods that's less than benign.
Maybe even demonic.
Just a feeling. I mean,
It
after
is-
all, we did find your holy man, or not. We found out your holy man rather was essentially doing sacrifices to a demon lord there. So
Right. It's hard to say. And if it was created by one of the gods, what is the god using it for? What was it? Your questions we cannot answer. Send people into the woods don't really return often anyway. They don't if they go looking for answers. As you know, we know of one safe route through the woods. World's Edge. That was primarily discovered by accident. But unfortunately, that's about all the information we have on the.
we could always go back and see if we can't find more information.
Welcome to.
Or
Bear
we
in
could
mind,
do
it'll be your funeral.
I think we better head to the blacksmith. I
Yes.
still want to get that sword checked out.
Very well. Guys,
Good day,
have an
gentlemen.
excellent day. He kind of gives you as you guys kind of begin to head out.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
Perhaps, if the gods are favorable.
Ugh.
May
By
the
the way,
odds
before
never be in your favor.
Or what?
hold on real quick, in response to that, I need to
Or
do
you-
it this stream.
Or you feel a
Bop.
a gentle poke at the back of your head again.
Dang it!
You should really get that looked at, man.
Maybe one of these days you'll
I
catch it.
slapped the back of my head.
Smack!
Did you get it?
You think so?
And before the door closes behind him, Enoch turns to the turtle and says, "Reptiles rule."
You kind of hear a sound as the door closes. Alright, so you guys head to the blacksmith.
To the blacksmith.
Alright. You guys head over to the smith. Hammersmith. Name on the outside. You can see the dark smoke billowing from the chimney from the outside, and as you guys kind of step in, kind of see a large, massive figure kind of in the back. You can kind of just see the shadow kind of illuminated by a bright light, and you can kind of see it kind of shift a little bit, appears to be looking in your direction, and you guys just kind of hear, one moment. You guys can kind of hear
Katya
Sorry.
When Katya makes eye contact with this figure, she's gonna shy back a little, and
well, you haven't made eye contact yet, because right now you just see. Right now, what is happening is this figure is essentially bent, kind of over, kind of sitting.
Okay, I'll save it then.
Like in front of the forge itself, so this bright fire. You guys are basically seeing the shadow of this figure against the fire.
Okay, I'll save it then.
So, and you guys hear for a moment some grinding metal on stone almost. Eventually, it kind of comes to a stop, and you watch as the figure that's currently sitting, that looks to only be, it's currently sitting, so it looks to be somewhere in the 4.5 to 5 foot range, and you watch as it begins to stand up and rise and rise. Pretty soon, the head vanishes above the essentially the window that you can see through at the moment. Kind of glances back into the forge area. Coming around the corner to a doorway, you see a very large, probably 7.5, maybe 8 foot tall, brown furred Katya cow person. Large muscular arms and this thick leather vest on front, and kind of see she steps around and kind of goes, yes, can I help you?
This is the point where
you two look familiar.
This is the point where Katya shies away and gets behind the rest of the party.
Oh, also, before I forget, doing just a hair of a backtrack real quick. I'm assuming you divide the money up on the way back on the way over here.
Yes. Okay. I would have counted it up.
Okay. So
after we left the council chambers. Right.
Essentially, what he was able to give you was 200 gold pieces. So that is 50 gold apiece.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
Oops.
Money.
Money, 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 money.
Oof, that's heavy.
Yeah. I have the perfect amount of gold.
69.
69.
I knew that before he even said it.
Yep.
How often do we make that joke?
Too much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what are we, 12?
Yes.
I'm not.
So what's 69?
I'm a divisible of 12.
Ha.
Alright, so you guys kind of, Katya, you kind of shy away a little bit. The rest of you guys are standing there, and she kind of goes, I recognize you two. You bring your friends this time, I see. She kind of gives a slight chuckle.
Yes, we have something we'd like you to appraise.
Oh?
Valnar?
Valnar doesn't really say anything, he just pulls out the sword.
Kind of looks at it, and then, she looks at it kind of questioningly for a moment, and then kind of gets closer, and you watch as her eyes kind of recognize the blade. Oh, she goes, oh. She kind of reaches out and takes it from you, provided you don't resist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She kind of goes over to her counter and begins to essentially inspect the blade.
We found it in a bandit camp and didn't know if it was genuine or a forgery, so you got that one on the wall.
Well, I will tell you, if this is if it is a forgery, it is a beautiful copy of the Demon Slayer. But let me appraise it for you, and you kind of watch her begin to kind of inspect every little inch of the blade, and she spends some time, looking over the blade, and maybe 20 minutes go by, and you can see her kind of like visibly sweating, and then you watch as she kind of shoulders kind of bend back a little bit, and she goes, "It's a forgery. Nearly flawless, but a forgery." Kind of shakes her head and sheaves it and kind of places it on the counter for you guys to take back at any point in time.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
$19.
I'll do it too. Nope. That 10 ain't getting me nowhere.
Okay.
I totally believe her.
Katia, Dinok, as far as you can tell, yeah, she's telling the truth. Valinar kind of watching her demeanor and stuff as she's inspecting it and kind of as she's presenting it back to you guys. She doesn't seem to be untort she doesn't seem to be lying.
Okay.
She kind of goes, "I don't know who forged that, but nearly identical. You could find the individual who forged this blade, but you guys could arrange for some very nice weapons."
But definitely be on the lookout for someone selling the, quote, the genuine article, unquote.
Most people, if they have a genuine article, won't sell. Most of the time, they're family heirlooms. And rumor has it, some of them possibly either destroyed by this point in time or still reside on the surface.
At this, Deanoch tries to subtly look at Arden. I say try because... Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
15? Okay. Carden, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Nope.
Nope.
That's a nice sword.
That's a nat 1.
Carden, you are too preoccupied looking at everything sharp and pointy and hammer-like in the shop.
Honestly, yes. Like, this is legitimately a good role for character. Because this is legitimately what Carden would be doing.
Kid in a candy store. Deanoch, you look over at Carden, and he's currently got his back to the party, currently like filtering through like different great swords on a wall, kind of being like, ooh, sharp, ooh, sharp.
No. He's got his face literally pressed to the glass display case.
I mean, it's probably more like buckets or wall hangings of swords rather than a display case, but
yeah.
He's holding it down.
The only thing like that's in a display case would be Hell's Gate, which is the legendary sword on mounted as almost like a plaque above the forge itself.
So Katya is going to very timidly speak up. Well, it's a real shame that it's not the original. Would have liked for it to have been, but we can accept a nice forgery too, I suppose.
I mean, if you don't want it, I could take it off your hands.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We'll take it. We had to be able to show the works to other smiths around because we might find the guy who forged it, and that could be good.
Okay, you're more than welcome to. I just thought if you guys didn't want it for any reason, like I said, we always buy weapons.
Well, how much?
For the longsword, for a longsword of this quality, even though it is a forgery, that's a very good forgery. I could purchase it for I really couldn't go more than 20 gold pieces for it.
I think it'll suit us better as the conversation starter to find the smith.
Yeah.
Response.
I'm with Enoch. I think it would actually serve us better that way. We could get more out of it in the long run.
She kind of nods and goes, "Of course."
Besides, it's a good backup weapon in case he looks at Enoch, or Enoch looks at Pardon, not even trying this time, in case someone breaks their weapon.
Fair, but if I remember correctly, he's got one of my weapons now. That ought to be pretty hard to break. Kind of says, crossing her.
You don't know Cardin that well.
Yeah.
No, but I know my work. Says, kind of looking down at you.
Katya shies away again.
Anything else I could interest you guys in while you're here?
Enoch looks for the ranged section.
Okay. I mean, there are plenty of options. You do see a lot more, like, bolts and arrows than you do, like, weapons themselves. Simply because metalwork. But she does have some, like, crossbows and bows here as well. Is there anything you're looking for?
Just another 25 bolts. Normal bolts.
Bolts? Okay.
I have that light crossbow. And I'd rather have a surplus of bolts in case shit really goes out.
I don't suppose I could find like a different type of dagger that might be better than the basic, one that I've got.
Second here. Let's for. Oh, there it is. Okay, so for 1 gold piece, you can purchase 20 bolts, crossbow bolts.
Let's just make it an even 2 then.
Okay. So you
2
acquire
gold pieces.
40 bolts. What are you looking for, Katya?
like I already have a basic dagger, but if I could find one that's, I guess, like a what would you call that, masterwork, or just a better quality, so that if I ever have to use a dagger, I might be able to do just a little bit more damage.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, yep. Okay. So if you're looking for a Masterworks weapon, I believe the Great Axe ran him, or sorry, the Maul ran him 20 gold. They're a bit more expensive than regulars. But for a Masterwork dagger, it would probably run you. I gotta do quick. It'd probably run you 5 gold pieces for a Masterwork dagger. But a Masterwork weapon, reasonable. A Masterwork weapon is only the +1 to hit.
Ah, I see.
They're not magically enchanted. They are simply very finely crafted. So they only grant a +1 to hit, whereas a magical dagger that has been enchanted will give the +1 to attack rolls and damage.
Conte's gonna look at the daggers, but not knowing much about weapons, be like, oh yeah, these look nice, then put them back. Can't tell the difference between a regular dagger and a masterwork, so he just admires the handiwork. That's it.
Okay. And it is beautiful craftsmanship, by the way. Like, even though
they all look nice,
the Minotaur is this huge individual, some very nice work.
Detailed work?
In some pieces, not necessarily on daggers, but like on great swords and like the bigger bigger weapons. She does some real nice detailed work and intricate carvings. The smaller stuff, not as much, but there is like if you walk over to any of the daggers, you can see like in the dagger the different blend. Like you can almost see in one of them, one of the masterworks, you can almost see a different blend of metals as it kind of twists and turns down the blade as it kind of reaches the tip. The two metals, this dark iron and the brighter steel, almost blending together, forming this almost double helix-like pattern down the blade.
Ooh, making me want this. I'm getting some serious fierce deity vibes just from what you're saying.
Only Zelda fans understand.
Yes.
I'm new
Only
to
true
it.
Zelda fans.
I'm new to it. Leave me alone.
Only the second best game in the entire series.
Only made better when it was made on 3DS.
Indeed. Ocarina of Time is still the best in my opinion.
I'll give you that.
First 3D Zelda game. My god. It was beautiful at the time. But looking at it now...
So, the dagger.
But I still like A Link to the Past.
Fair.
But I still like the one that I haven't beaten yet.
You haven't even gotten past the starting area in that one.
To be fair, I didn't get past the starting. Well, I got like maybe a quarter of the way through Twilight Princess.
Okay.
That's got the most memorable characters, though.
I have gotten past the starting area in Breath of the Wild.
I can relate to the mailman.
How about that dagger?
Sorry, we're just all nerding out over here. DM is just like, dagger?
Dagger.
You know what? Having a bit better weapon, yes. 5?
Yeah, it is a masterwork. I will add that to your.
Does Cardin see anything like flammable?
Yes, most of what is in the building is flammable.
No, I mean like fire swords or axes or stuff like that.
Make a perception check.
Wow.
Wow, that's like the exact opposite of.
Well, I mean, the last one was something you weren't interested in.
Well, the
This
last one was like something Cardin would. Yeah, this goes well with Cardin, really.
Well, okay, so here's the problem. You rolled really well, but Cardin is not a magical boy. So unfortunately, the only fire that you see is the forge.
True. Also, Cardin should probably save his money.
You just got it.
Yeah, I just got money, and I have a good weapon, so. So Cardin is honestly sort of becoming a weapon collector at this point.
You could always try to offload those as well.
True.
He's carrying like 3 mauls and.
I'm carrying 2 mauls, a great axe, hardened quarterstaff, and like a hand axe.
Didn't you give me the quarterstaff?
Yeah, I temporarily gave you the quarterstaff. Is what I.
He snatches it back. Give me that. Wait a minute.
Whoops.
By the way, I've been using that as a crutch today.
Okay, I'll let you keep it for right now because I can see that you need it.
Okay.
Because Cardin has plans for that staff eventually, or a staff eventually. I might just let you keep it.
Else you guys would like?
I'm good.
Do we? Yeah, we're probably good.
What were you gonna ask, Cardin?
I said we're probably good. I was about to ask if we had like a place we could get health pots, but then I realized we were at a blacksmith.
Yeah, not at the blacksmith. You can't. You don't know
I was
there's.
just looking at my inventory and I was like, wait, we're out of health pots.
Oh yeah, I need to collect those vials back. Thank you.
Okay.
By the way, we
Alright.
still need to figure out what that crown is.
Yeah, as soon as I find somebody with decent, like a decent magic shop, it may wait till we get to the capital. Unless I had to take my chances and use it myself between now and then.
And we're just gonna keep putting it off.
Yep. So, what are you guys doing then as you begin to leave the blacksmith?
Although, if we're about to go see like I don't know. Are there any magic shops in this town? Is that where we go to get health pots, or is that going to be like a general store?
You did visit a magic. You specifically did, Katya. You remember a female gnome, Vota.
That's right. The, have we
told
been
you
in this
about the
town that
weave?
long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Damn.
been in this town a while.
Out of game,
Okay.
you guys. So for session wise, this is like session 3 or 4 that you've been in the city of Deja.
Wow.
We need to get ourselves a moving.
But it's only. But you've only been here. I think this is beginning of day 3.
Again,
That's right.
we need to get a move on.
That gnome you mentioned, yeah, I remember speaking to her. That was in this town. I could have sworn that was, man, that was a long time ago.
Nope. She explained to you about your weave.
My tangled weave, yeah. So I know where there's a magic shop. Do I remember seeing any, I don't know, potions there?
I'm gonna say no because you were there on a very specific mission after being very distraught and having a heart-to-heart with Valinar and an Ada watching.
True. All right, understandable.
Are you wanting to head there then?
Will I even remember where it's at?
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Okay. I think it's that way. Point.
It's not a huge town, and
Oh, look, there it is, right over there, across the street.
the building kind of covered in like vines and ferns, and then called the wild ferns, kind of makes it stand out.
Ah, I think that's the magic shop.
So okay, you guys go to. You guys head into the magic shop, the Wild Ferns, and you guys come in, and you guys are greeted by a little older, not old, but slightly older gnome, whom Katya has filled you in. Her name is Voda, and she kind of goes, welcome everyone.
Hello again.
Hello, young man. What brings you guys by today?
I'm looking for some health potions. So it's like this giant dude.
She kind of looks to you and goes, we have some. I have some of those, yes. Afraid I don't have a lot, but I have some.
Enough for one for each of us, perhaps?
I mean, if you're wanting to buy everything I have, yes, but that might be a bit expensive. You see, I only have I have a total of 4 on me at the moment in stock, but only 2 of them are regular. The other 2 are actually greater healing potions.
Oh, really? Katya looks at Cardin and Valinar when she hears about these greater healing potions, or he rather.
Just out of curiosity, how much does a grader run us?
For my cheat sheet. Moment. I have a cheat sheet for items, and I have misplaced it.
Oh, I guess you just had to make up a
no.
number.
2.
Huh.
2 platinum.
That's close. Graders are not cheap, I know that much. Oh yeah, that's weird. I don't know where it went. Okay.
The moment stream ends, you'll find it.
Oh, I'm sure. Because that's how it always works. So, because I don't know where it is off the top of my head, and I'm not 100% on all costs and stuff like that, we'll call it, so regular healing potions are 50 gold a piece.
Ooh, no.
So we'll call the greater healing potions, we'll say 150 a piece.
Okay.
Ah,
Nope.
sorry. Stop, phone, stop. Nobody ever bothers me during this time. I don't understand.
Spam.
At 150 gold pieces each, we might have better luck with me just making you some.
She kind of looks and goes, "Oh, you can make them, go right ahead."
Well, maybe I will. As soon as I figure out the ingredients.
Wheat and a
but
blue flower.
what?
Wheat and a blue flower. I'm trying to make a Skyrim reference.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm fading fast. And
Well, that the pricing aside, I do have something else that perhaps you can help us with. Maybe not a purchase, but I have procured and Katya produces the violet brown liquid. I've procured this mysterious fluid from a somewhat questionable magic shack in a neighboring town, and I was wondering if you might be able to check it for me to see what exactly it is.
Well, I certainly could. However, identification inquiries are at a rate of about let's see, we run it about 3 gold per item here.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't say 300.
Oh, that's a bit ridiculous.
Maybe. But you never know. Somebody might be charging that somewhere else. And I'll go ahead and
Well,
give
then
up
whoever
the
is
3 gold
paying it
pieces.
is ridiculously stupid.
I hand over 3 gold pieces in the vial.
Okay. Okay. She takes the 3 gold and she casts a spell on it, and she kind of drinking this potion, it'll make your
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
well, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I know what the spell is in my head.
It's a spell?
Big thing is duration. Okay, I was
Uh-oh.
right. Drinking this potion here, it'll make your skin as tough as bark for about an hour.
Oh, okay.
Above game, this is a potion of bark skin. The spell reads
Potion?
well, for this, when you drink it, Until the spell ends, 1 hour, the target's skin has rough bark-like appearance, and the target's AC can't be less than 16, regardless of what kind of armor it is wearing.
Nice.
So effectively, your armor class becomes 16 at the minimum.
Okay. Is that literally word for word what the spell says?
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep. It is
Okay,
a potion
so
of bark skin.
So my armor class essentially becomes 16 and cannot be reduced for that full hour.
Correct.
Cool.
All right.
I am definitely going to hold on to that for the next combat.
Did you add that to your items and stuff?
Yes, let me rename this one here.
I took it away from my GM notes, so if you ask me, I may not know.
Potion of bark. I also wrote it down. 1 hour. Got it. Cool. I like that.
Been identified.
Well, thank you very much. I'll have to keep that in mind the next time I'm about to die.
Of advice, use it before you or two about to die.
Yeah. I
Potentially
know.
about dying.
Then maybe I will die slower.
That is the goal.
But damn,
Can I
if
help
I'm
you
gonna
with anything
die,
else?
At least I didn't drop 150 gold pieces on a healing pot. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
I quickly put my hand over Kadia's mouth.
Don't you touch me.
Oh, you like it.
Katya blushes a little.
What are you rolling a dexterity check for?
I didn't mean to. I meant to do strength.
Okay, what are you rolling it for?
I'm basically going to try and force my put her in him in like a like that, not like a headlock, but I am
Okay.
forcefully keeping his mouth shut.
Okay, well, typically how this works is you tell me what you want to do, and then I tell you what to roll.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
a strength check would be wrong because you're rolling athletics.
Oh, okay.
Oof. And I'm rolling contested?
No, you can roll athletics or acrobatics of your.
Acrobatics, because that's my higher stat.
Good luck.
Well, nope.
22.
I try to duck out of the way.
So you
but
you're kind of you begin to say all of this, and you just a giant hand comes claps around your mouth, and you're kind of pulled a little bit to the back, and or just kind of thank you,
No.
and just pulls you back away from the counter. Would anybody else like to purchase or acquire anything here?
Regular health pots are 50, right?
Regular health pots are 50, correct?
I'm gonna buy a regular health pot.
Okay.
I'll chip. Do you want to do half and half? I'll chip in and give you 25.
That'll acquire 1 health pot, just so you know.
I know, but just lighten the purse on him, both on him a little bit.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
By the way, have you guys seen me spend money on anything that's not health potions? Or just me frivolously throwing money at people?
I mean, I haven't, but
Yeah.
Haven't had enough of those situations.
okay. All right, so nobody else is interested in acquiring anything here?
Not for 50 gold.
No, I think we're good. Or I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Say, let's head on to the next town.
We have to find
Alright.
out at first. We can't just leave.
Fine.
Defeats the purpose of, protecting the messenger if we leave without the messenger.
Wait, you shouldn't be speaking right now.
Okay, all you hear is.
Hey, Rip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm doing what
Well-
we said earlier.
Well,
Mhm.
while give me one moment here then.
Okay.
So you guys kind of leave, and I'm assuming heading back to the tavern.
Yeah.
So while you guys are doing that, let's go ahead and take our break here, as it is about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So we're a little more than halfway through for tonight. And so we'll be back, guys, in like I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so. Okay. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we are back. Thank you guys for bearing with us through that break and mission. Unfortunately, our player Dinoc, aka Romulus, had to leave early due to some unforeseen events. But do not worry, you can catch him.
Every other Saturday and Thursdays.
Well, I know it's Thursdays. I was trying to remember if he was doing it this weekend or not.
Mhm.
So you can catch him Thursdays over on twitch.tv/Romulus doing Dark Souls Cinders. He's currently doing a mage playthrough, which apparently is OP as fuck. Yeah, check him out. Check him out doing that. And you guys can send some love his way. He's going through some shit. But without further ado, go ahead and jump back in the game. So, guys, rejoin. You guys join one another and begin to make your way back in the tavern. At this point is about lunchtime, and the tavern is fairly bustling with people inside and taking small talk as lunch passes.
Mhm.
So, you guys enter, and you currently see Otta sitting at a table eating breakfast or lunch. And as he kind of spots you, he kind of waves you guys down.
Oh, Ada.
Hey,
Oh, there.
are you guys ready to get going? I'm ready whenever you are. I've been here for about an hour now, and figured you guys were out running some errands, so I grabbed me some lunch.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get going now.
What, we're not gonna eat lunch before we leave?
I thought you were the dainty one.
Well, we did do a lot of running around town, and I didn't finish all of my breakfast.
You have the bacon in your pocket.
Oh crap, I forgot to turn that into rations! Katya pulls out the bacon and just starts eating it.
It's a little dry by this point in time, but it's still bacon.
Bacon is bacon.
It's cold, but
And
bacon.
about halfway through, he realizes the mistake he's made is he just pulled bacon out of his pocket and just started eating it like some barbarian.
Ah, yes. Good old pocket bacon.
And he
Pocket bacon is the best
wipes
bacon.
his mouth. Wipes his mouth. Ugh. That was a low point for me.
It
you guys want to
definitely
stay
was
for lunch,
not
or
a
do you
low
guys want to
point for
have
you.
lunch on the road?
Hey, can I try to deceive him by saying that it was not actually his lowest point?
How are you attempting to do so?
Say, Kadia, I can probably think of a couple other instances where where you've probably hit a little bit more bottom than that.
If that's a deception, that's terrible because those are absolutely true moments.
But you just said you've hit a new low.
Go ahead and roll. I don't know what this would be. Second, let me. You know what? It doesn't matter. Go ahead and just roll a charisma check for me. Regardless of what I would have you roll, it's going to be about the same. You're not proficient in it.
Okay.
Katya, go ahead and roll.
Uh-oh.
I'll say insight.
Okay.
Oh!
Are you shitting me? Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Barbarian coming in clutch.
Wow.
Alright, for those of
indeed.
you who are just listening, Cardin rolled a charisma check of 11. Katya rolled an insight check of 10.
No.
And that's with a +4 to insight.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I was watching those dice roll, and I'm like, oh, this is either going to be really good or really bad.
And it was not great.
Alright, so, Katya, as he says this, kind of like begin to like, what are you talking about? You start thinking about different
All of our
moments
previous combat.
when you have done something untrue to your nature. And a slight shiver runs down your spine so
I blame it all on the magic mishap.
Which one?
Pick one. Yes.
Alright. So would you guys like to eat breakfast here in the tower, or lunch? I keep saying breakfast. Eventually I'll get my words
Oh, I'd
correct,
love to
guys.
eat breakfast again.
Would you guys rather have lunch here in the tavern, or would you guys rather eat on the road?
Let's have lunch here in the tavern. Just like a quickie one, though.
Okay. You want to have a quickie in the tavern?
on the table that he's holding down.
I'm not holding the table down anymore.
Alright.
That was this morning.
But you didn't save any. You didn't save any bacon in your pot. Oh, you don't have pockets. Never mind. I don't want to know.
I ate it all.
Ron pulls a piece of bacon out of his pocket and eats it.
You pull a piece of bacon out of Cardin's pocket and eat it?
No, I got it.
Oh, out of Kadia's pocket?
Oh lord.
Alright.
Roll a sleight of hand for me on that one.
Sure, I'll allow it.
So yeah, that's an 8.
Are you serious? Take my bacon. I don't care.
Yes!
Oh my
If we
god.
end up in combat, you know what? I hope I start rolling better because this is shit.
So,
Damn.
Valinar rolled a 8 on sleight of hand, and Katya rolled a 6 on perception. Once again, Katya has the better statistics on that number as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Dice have not been my friends tonight.
I mean, you have rolled a natural 20 tonight, so
Did I?
Good
Yeah.
thing we're getting our low rolls out now.
yeah. All
I
right.
did. Constitution.
Yep.
Right.
So, Valinar, you take a piece of bacon. You
Yep.
guys have lunch in the tavern. You guys can go ahead and mark off 3 silver. Excuse me. A
Hang on, I have to do some math.
finely cut meat
There we go.
is prepared for you guys, served with a baked potato, and it's a big baked potato. Like, imagine like the size of your kind of baked potato. And it's got it's loaded with several different toppings from like sour cream, or I guess what would sour cream, like butter and cheese, and looks to be pieces of crumpled bacon. The slab of meat seems to be some kind of steak, most likely, from the best you can tell anyway. Cooked to perfection of however you guys prefer it. Seasoned with some of the local seasonings here, and it's very juicy.
I want mine well done so it's not juicy.
Rare.
You are served cardboard. And sorry, I'm biased. I don't like well done.
Yeah, me neither. I prefer medium rare myself. But Katya does not want to see a bleeding steak.
Fair enough. You are served the toughest steak they have, with essentially some sauces on the side to help lather the meat. And you guys are provided with drinks as well. It is a very carb-heavy meal, but it is satisfying nonetheless.
Ready for the road.
Guys finish, and Otto looks to you all and just, okay, we ready to go then, yeah?
We be ready to go.
Yes. Where are we going?
That is the question. Where would you like to go next?
Let's see. Capital City, and then we have one other. I forget the name of the city.
So, your guys' options are the capital city of Tolis, or the city located near the Bleeding Forest in Thalnia.
I feel like I wrote that down somewhere. Probably my other notebook, though.
You're on to a second notebook already? We've only had
I
this is
read on
session,
Well,
this is session 13,
the other
my dude.
the other notebook was already mostly filled up in random areas for some reason, and I ran out of space before running into a previous D&D campaign. So I had to start a new notebook.
Okay. Those are your two cities.
But yes.
That you left to visit.
Capital City or one next to a place called the Bleeding Forest. If it's anything like the Forest of Symmetry, and
No,
the
that
name is
forest
quite
is
literal.
Parallel force.
Parallel Forest, whatever.
Parallel Woods.
Parallel woods.
I must be thinking of something else. It's been a long 3 days.
You also know that was mentioned a place that you guys could earn quite a bit of coin if.
Oh yeah,
money.
that's what
If
it
you
was. I did write that down.
Yep, if you decided to enter editorial games.
And Cardin is all for that.
We should definitely go there first, in Thona, because at least that means whatever extra time we have left, we can spend in the capital city doing whatever we wish, where there's a lot more to do. Plus, we'll have money because we'll have gone to Inthalna, and Cardin will win us everything at the gladiatorial games, right?
Yes.
Good job, good job. Thank you for volunteering.
Cardin always volunteer for physical sport.
So I start say he's gonna volunteer to play piano. That'd be fun.
Okay, let's try it. Where's the nearest piano?
I'm sure if you try hard enough, you might be able to use Dinok's scales as a piano.
You, sir, will certainly most back off of my scales.
Nor would I wish to play your scales, oh great Dragon Lord.
I just realized at a game that takes playing the scales to a whole new level.
You feel a poke in the back of your head, Cardin.
Cardin just looks at Enoch. He's like, I was being sarcastic. I mean, granted, that's probably why I got mage handed to the back of the head.
I like
Anyway.
how DM changed his picture to Dinok.
Huh?
The DM.
I just saw that you changed your picture to Dinok.
Oh, down at the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, we can't see that on the stream, but you know.
See? I can also do this as Cardin.
Oh. Whoa.
I have all the power.
You're going to Toll the Dead me?
No, I did it as you. Anyway.
Okay. As me?
Yeah.
Cardin cast Toll the Dead on Enoch, what?
Alright. Alright. Where do you guys want to go to Inthalna next then?
Inthalna.
Yeah.
Yes.
Onward.
Okay. Alrighty. And Otta, guys, out of the town, and begins your guys' trek of Inthalna. The kind of skirting along the edge of the forest next to you guys, leading forest, kind of like just being able to see it kind of in the guys reach the edge of this.
Does the forest look like it's bleeding?
No, you guys aren't there yet. This is the parallel woods.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Kind of skirting along the edge to avoid the trap that lays within inside. As you guys begin to leave, you actually hear somebody crying out to you. Guys, turn around, and you see Shafina and Mela, and what you presume is their families, kind of standing, waving to you guys. Mela currently being placed like in a chair as she's still not able to walk, but she is waving. You can see that it takes quite a bit of effort to do so. As you guys are kind of standing off a ways, they tend to wave. The two girls are waving with a smile on their face, at least as much as one that can be there. And you guys watch as the parents of both the young girls give this very deep and respectful bow to you guys as you guys the city.
I'll return the bow as best I can.
Well, smile. and wave.
Actually, here's an interesting question: does Katya bow?
Good point. I guess it would be more of a curtsy, wouldn't it? But that's why I said, since they don't know about my identity, I guess that'd be kind of like a performance then, wouldn't it? As I attempt to bow.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with a performance check just to see how well you do it.
Oh, now I roll well. Of course. 21.
21
As
performance.
I perform the best bow I have ever bowed in my life.
You kind of like have seen men bow, your father occasionally, and you kind of watch the other men as they are currently bowing to you, and you kind of just mimic what they are doing, giving them a deep bow in return as well. However, when you raise your head, you notice that they have not raised theirs. You guys, I'm assuming, continue.
Yes.
I mean, we could just stand here forever.
You could. Eventually, you guys.
Wait for them to stop bowing.
Eventually, you guys go beyond the site where you're still able to see the girls and their family. And eventually, the city fades from your line of sight. You guys begin to travel through these rolling hills once more. I would like whoever is leading this journey to go ahead and make a survival check with advantage due to Auda's aid.
I will lead this journey, as is customary on the first day.
And Valinor will cast guidance.
Sure, go for it.
17.
And you get to
And
add a D4.
2.
So total of 19.
So 19.
Okay. You guys, between you and Ada, you gather that a kind of a northwestern direction is acquired, and you guys begin to travel. And while you guys are pretty much in like these hill area, you guys begin to actually make fairly good time. You guys don't see a whole lot of like dense forest or anything like that as you guys are traveling. You do see quite a bit of wildlife in this area, though, mostly like deer and some small birds. No real large birds of prey other than like falcons and owls here and there. Seem to be, resting. Dangerous in the area. Eventually, you guys get to the effectively the end of the day, as the sun has begun to go down, but yet still have daylight to see by. Ada kind of stops. And we probably ought to make camp here. Probably this time tomorrow we should hit Inthauna.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
We should probably set up camp. And probably a watch schedule for whenever we sleep.
Would be
Well,
important.
I don't want my sleep interrupted this time, so I guess I'll just go ahead and take the first shift.
Okay.
I'll take the last one like I usually do.
Yeah, I think D-Knock will take the one right after Katia, because dark
Yeah.
vision.
And I'd take the middle one.
You guys set up watch. You guys eat some rations. And
Delicious.
have a fire and stuff.
Delicious. Ish.
So, Katia, go ahead and roll a perception check for me for your evening watch.
Please be a good number. 11. 11.
You're still kind of sore and tired from the day before. But best of your knowledge, the night goes on without issue. Eventually, your watch comes to an end. You go and you wake up Dina.
Should I pull a scale or not? I wouldn't do that. That's mean.
That is a
Ow.
Ow!
A 3.
Or a 3.
Okay. Eventually, Enoch comes and wakes you up, Pardon, telling you that it is your turn. Watch.
Oh no, is it a changeling? But Karin gets up to watch.
Oh wait, that's right. He does gotta wake you in typical Denock fashion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just is D-Knock.
Okay, up and go ahead and make your perception check.
23.
There we go.
Do you have dark vision?
No.
So, around the forest, hear some of the forest-like sounds in the middle of the night. Birds, or the shifting of the quiet animals and the snapping of twigs of some of the non-so-quiet ones. Just on the edge of the firelight. Kind of just off in the distance. The two ovular shapes kind of reflect the firelight. And as you focus more, edge of the perimeter of the fire, you can see large cat-like creature. This dark fur kind of wandering the perimeter. Occasionally looks at you, but mostly kind of focuses. Slowly circling. Quietly, you can see it, making basically travels around.
I'm going to try and stealthily follow it around.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh.
So you stand up and step on a twig, and the creature kind of turns and looks at you and locks eyes for you for a moment, and you know how you make that sound and looking really hard at whatever it was you were trying not to wake.
Mm-hmm.
You do that kind of a thing, and it's just locked eyes with you.
I stare back at it very intimidatingly.
kind of watches.
And I like glow my eyes because Kalistar.
Continues its path, then vanishes into the darkness.
Okay.
Go by with the rest of your watch on edge. Turn.
Okay, then I'll go wake up the Valinar.
The Valinar.
The Valinar. I had to remember your name for a second because I forgot who was on last
Valoran.
watch.
Alright.
No, I forgot who was on last watch for a second.
Alright, so go ahead and roll a check, Valinar.
Oh boy. Yep. Nope.
8.
Oof.
That's great. Nope.
Nothing really seemed to happen during your watch. Kind of pay attention. You hear some of the similar sounds of the night hearing when camping outside. Catches your attention throughout the night. The beginning of the morning comes as the sun begins to rise. You guys find yourselves rising for the morning at hand.
Not again.
We rise.
At hand.
Cardin literally rises like the Undertaker.
But the Undertaker retired, so does that mean you don't rise?
Oh.
Oof. I forgot about that. He sits up very stiffly.
Oh Lord. Meanwhile, Katya's kind of doing this odd twisting, trying to conceal something.
Gosh.
Travel with a bunch of men, they all instantly know what it is.
Don't look at me like that.
Ugh.
This isn't normal for me. I don't want to hear it. No words.
Words.
I say word.
If I had Mage Hand, I'm not even gonna finish that statement.
Alright. Guys, gather up your stuff and begin marching of Inthal. But let's, for the fun of it, let's have Denock roll that survival check.
Oh boy.
Unless you guys are opposed to that.
No, we're not.
Guidance.
I tackle him to the ground. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, you're not leading.
Alright. So survival 17.
Oh, nice.
It's actually a good roll.
And 19, so Denock in guidance and his roll got a 19.
Look at
So
that.
you guys stay on course, and by the end of the day, nothing interesting really to happen as you guys travel the rest of the next day, stopping for breaks and lunch and that. But just before sunset, maybe a couple of miles off, you guys can see the city of Inthalna.
Come on.
a wood and clay wall coming probably about to shoulder height for most of you. And in front of that land, just about where you guys are beginning to arrive, is a bunch of farmland. You guys
Run!
are kind of walking down a dirt road. Out in the fields at the moment. But for the most part, you guys can kind of city wall or fence really is probably what you would most of. Um, you guys do push onward for the evening to get inside the city. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It shouldn't be too much further, correct?
No, it's maybe another 20 minutes
Okay.
at most. Gather. I mean, it's about a mile. Most people can walk a mile in 20 minutes.
Fair enough.
So,
Arden can walk it in 10.
congratulations.
But he's going to stick with the party. He's not going to go, like, super fast.
Right.
He starts power walking.
Alright. The first thing you guys kind of noticed, even among the population kind of working the field, you see a lot of elves. Full-blooded.
Couldn't guess by the name.
So. You guys managed to get to the city wall, which you guys are actually met by two kind of soldier-looking individuals. They remind you of the huntsmen from Peleg's village. You know, leather armors, bow, and what are you laughing at?
Was that? It's like you couldn't remember the name of the city. Was that Baran or something like that?
Yeah, it was Baran.
Okay.
And you guys like leather armors, bow, like a long bow and quiver of arrows, and the kind of what's your business in the city? Otto steps up and is kind of like, we have a message for, I'm assuming it's still Lumyar, who's in charge of this place. The two elves kind of look at one another and go, yeah, that'd be right. Who are you again? The name's Ada. I'm from the city of Degbor, a messenger of the city leader, Mayor Zio. Right. And paperwork? Oh, yeah, of course. And he kind of pulls out one of the writs. And... yeah. Absolutely. Have you been here before, Ada? Been some years, but yeah. Okay. You know where to go then. Excellent. So, then they kind of open the fence and let you guys in. The one guard who wasn't really moving the post or anything like that very much actually kind of puts a hand on your chest, Cardin. Stops you and he kind of looks at you and he kind of looks at you in the eyes pretty intense. For an elf, you can see that this guy is fairly intense and he's got some strength behind him. You're not sure where that comes from, but it's there. Kind of looks to you and he looks at you in the eyes and he doesn't break eye contact. for probably a solid few seconds. And he goes, "Game starting tomorrow night. You'd enjoy it." He drops his
Where
head
do
and
I
goes,
sign? Where do I sign up?
he kind of grins and there's not a sign up process. You just show up.
Works perfectly fine for me.
He kind of like turns back to the post that he was at. Assuming you join the party again, and Otto's kind of currently leading you guys into this. Kind of goes, so kind of like looks at you guys. So the bad news is the inn is right next to the games. And he kind of like turns and sees your grin card and goes, or good news, I suppose. But you'll see. And as you guys kind of enter this, the main city block, essentially this giant pit, in the ground. Like it is a massive, probably 90 foot hole in the ground, like going circumference, or no, that's not the one.
Diameter?
Diameter?
Yeah, that's the one. Diameter. This 90-foot so diameter based hole in the ground, and kind of eyeballing it. It probably goes down probably 40 feet. And it is just a pit. Looking over, you can actually see blood stains in the dirt and gravel that is down there. You currently see a couple of ladders that allow people to climb in and out. Nobody seems to be in there at the moment, but there is a lot of people here who look angry. Now that you're inside the town, you actually see a little bit more diversity in population. Not just elves, but you do see dwarfs, gnomes, some humans. The race that probably stands out the most, though, is there's actually several furbolgs here.
Furbolgs in a gladiatory town? What?
Several what?
A furbolg. It is this large, lanky humanoid covered in fur, with a kind of like a short, kind of stubble, snout like nose and mouth.
Weird. Okay.
Think Chewbacca, but less hairy.
Okay.
Would I have encountered any before?
That's new to me.
There would probably be you probably would have encountered a few. Probably not necessarily in your tribe necessarily, because furbolgs tend, at least to your knowledge, they tend to be a little more like peaceful or passive aggressive rather than like aggressive.
Yeah, because my tribe is mostly like humans, Kalashtar, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
More. But I was thinking, since I was from like a highly nature area, I might have seen a few of them at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think furbolgs, wouldn't they normally have like their own tribes?
Honestly, most furbolgs would actually probably tend to live alone where you're from.
Okay.
The only way that they would be living with other furbolgs is if it's like their family.
Okay.
But would I have encountered any furbolgs before?
Yeah, probably. Your from what you're familiar with, things are not quite, they're not quite as advanced as like Enoch stuff, but they're not, as barbaric as like Cardin's stuff. and settings. So you probably would have encountered a few, again, kind of more of a peaceful nature, very much leaning more towards like herbalists and clerics,
Okay.
kind of more leaning
Okay.
into the nature and the goodwill of things.
I've never heard of these things before.
Sure.
Yeah. This is totally new to me. I'm like, what is that?
Don't
Is
worry.
this-
Most
is
of them
this-
are nice.
Is this Rona? Is this Rona as well?
Yeah, I've never heard of these things, so this is news to me too. So for me and Katya, this is what is that?
I will. I mean, you know what? Just
Is
yeah.
is it in a standard monster manual?
No.
Ah, then there you go. I don't know.
All
He's
right.
doing something.
There's a post in chat for you for a rough idea of what one looks like.
Post in chat, you say. Ah,
Yep.
here we go. Oh, I totally misspelled that. Okay, I see.
Yep. So those of you who are curious as to what these are, furbolgs are they're a race that can be found in Volvo's guide. They're described as humble guardians and natural druids. So
Okay.
yeah, check them out. They're actually a really cool race. I really enjoy them for like wisdom based classes. There you are.
Learn something new every day.
Yep. So, you guys enter the town and you guys end up kind of circling this large again, the city is beginning the sun is beginning to kind of set on the horizon here. Guys into ought to lead you guys into a tavern. It is the tavern name here is called it's called Zealous. Just got the one name. You feel like there might be a word, like a word or so missing.
Just a little bit. Doesn't seem like they poured a lot of zeal into making the name.
It really does not feel that way. Kind of walking in, it's got a cozy feeling kind of inside. Not very populated. But the people who are here look angry.
Probably because they had to sleep next to that pit over there.
You notice that everybody in here who is currently drinking, and like, but you're not sure why. So
I don't feel comfortable here. It's no place for a woman. I mean, a man of my stature.
Feel comfortable anywhere?
In a nice, cozy library where people don't look like they want to, I don't know, have me for their next meal.
So pretty much nowhere. Got it.
you guys kind of enter the bar, and you actually turn. As you guys kind of enter, you guys actually see a another full furbolg kind of turns to you and goes, "Oh hey, welcome to Zealous. What can I do you for?" And kind of like cleaning a glass again. This individual is probably 7 foot tall. I mean, he's really tall, very lanky. Kind of cleaning a glass as you guys kind of enter.
I just have a question. Is the name Zealous the original name of this tavern?
I believe so.
I was just curious.
Anyway, what can I do you all for?
We're looking for a place to stay the night.
Well, I definitely have rooms available. I'll run you about kind of looks you guys up and down. Run you about a gold piece each for each room you want.
I'll take it.
Probably fine with that. Also, what time should one show up for the games tomorrow? If they were wanting to participate.
You guys are new in town, so let me give you the rundown, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Each individual who enters has 3 rounds. 2 of the rounds will take place in the evening, probably just before dinner. Dinner will be served kind of in between the two, and then the finals will take place the following morning. There is a buy-in for single and a party if you also desire. Kind of says, gesturing to the whole lot of you. You guys also have the options of to submission, to the death. Kind of says with like a grin. No, don't get me wrong.
To the death pays more, doesn't it?
Of course. Also more
Of
expensive
course.
to get into.
So people literally pay to possibly throw their life away?
I mean, what do they got to lose if they don't?
Only their whole life.
Let me put it this way for you. You guys,
anyways, where else are they going to do with that money?
let me put it to you this way. You go in for deathmatch, you pay 5 gold. You walk out
Really?
alive as an underdog. You walk away with 300.
Ooh. Well, need the
And
money.
le-
If it
and
wasn't
let
for
me
that
be real.
fact,
Let me be completely honest with you. Typically, that's only 40%.
40% of those who sign up survive.
No. There are bets placed. In addition to your guys' entry fees. They're called the
Oh,
games
I
after
see.
all. People have to be entertained.
This is one thing that Cardin understands ish, I feel like. He's sort of vibing with this town.
Okay. All right. We do need the money.
So, let me explain here above game real quick. You can enter solo. So let me put it this way. I'm gonna go through the solo things, and then I'll tell you how it applies to the party. So you enter solo. You either enter submission or to the death. Submission is 3 gold pieces. to enter. If you are in favor of winning, so say if Carden enters solo, and all the bets kind of go on Carden for the first 3 rounds, for his 3 rounds, he will win 90 gold pieces if he wins. If he is the underdog, meaning people bet against him, he'll walk away with 180.
Oh, nice.
That's submission. Meaning the first one to yield. 5, you fight to the death, which means dropping to 0 hit points. Whether or not that truly means you die or not, you're not sure. If you're in favor, to get into that one, it is a 5 gold piece buy-in. If you are in favor of winning, you win 150 gold. Which, again, in favor, meaning if people bet on you, it's 150 gold. Excuse me. If you are the underdog, it is a 300 gold turn of profit.
Wow.
Now, if you enter as a party, each individual member must pay the entry fee. So everybody has to pay either the 3 or the 5 gold. But in return, the rewards yield the same. So, if you're, to submission, 90 or 180, to the death, 150 to 300, but it's per person in the party.
Oh. But you have a greater chance of survival that way, though.
Carden's all for doing the to the death one either way, because gold.
But I can't let you go die by yourself. We kind of need your muscle.
I mean, up to you.
If you can convince Valinar and Dunok, then I'll join.
Valley? I turn over to Valinar.
There are other people in the tavern, right?
There are a few.
Does it look like they'd be competing in the games?
A few of them do.
Does it look like we could take them?
Take an insight check.
That's 16, thank God.
Right. A 16 with a 16. Yeah, it looks like several of them you kind of look at and you kind of gather, yeah, we could take them. There's a couple where you're hesitant on your abilities to take them, but you figured Carden would be able to hold his own against them.
Okay.
When in doubt, let Carden fight it out.
That should literally be the motto at this point.
So,
Here's a question. Can we use magic?
I mean, you don't
Or is
know.
that not-
You'd have to
I
ask.
was asking the guy that was telling... Or no, you were telling us. No, the guy. Sorry.
Okay.
How about
What?
What?
how about you ask the tavern guy?
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask the guy if we're allowed to use magic.
Kind of like thinks for a moment, and he kind of goes, he kind of shrugs and he goes, "Might is right."
Is that a yes
so
or no?
Take that as a yes.
How he kind of answers. Might is right.
I mean, if magic is your only might, and it's a fight to the death, why does it matter how the other person dies, right?
Kind of looks at you and goes, let me let me tell you about how the city works. The strong are right, the weak are wrong. Plain and simple. You say magic goes and you win, magic goes. If you say magic goes and you lose, magic doesn't go. Pretty straightforward, honestly. Might is right.
I agree with it. Cardin agrees wholeheartedly.
Well, if we're going to use magic, I don't think we could sign up for the submission because it's really hard to submit when you're kind of burned to a crisp.
Well, then let's do the to the death.
Well, but that is on the other
See,
person to know what they can and can't take.
I'm sure 1 or 2 fireballs would be enough.
You have to think about it. We have multiple fights per the day, so
You also know that it's not a terribly large arena. Like, it's big. You have, space for your spells. But when it comes to melee and stuff like that, people are going to be right up on you. And
That's
you're not going to be able
gonna make it
to
difficult.
really move to get away from them very easily.
Yeah. That's why Cardin's got to be a very big wall.
why else do you think I have 2 malls?
Otta kind of goes, well, whatever the case, we should probably turn in for the night. I will take my own room tonight. Kind of places a. Otta places down 5 silver, and he goes, this ought to cover my room. Kind of looks at the man and for a ball goes, I said it was a gold piece. I am? Gonna make me prove it? Kind of looks.
Oh no.
That's really good. That's really bad. Neat. Okay. The first bowl kind of just looks at him and goes, I remember you. Takes the five silver and hands him a room key. Have a good sleep.
Well, you did say might is right, and I think he was right there.
You gotta remember, Otto's been here before.
Just that just didn't feel like an Otto thing right there.
So,
but it works.
alright. You guys, I need to mark that. Although, Arden, are you and Denox sharing a room again?
I will be taking my own room.
Okay, now that
I have gold
money.
now.
Okay.
I ought to take my own room and the ones on either side so I don't have to hear any noises.
So are we paying 1 gold or are we paying 5 silver?
That depends. Are you wanting to challenge the barkeep?
I gave up a full gold. Bye. I'm gonna go enjoy my last night of sleep before I die.
I'll just pay the 1 gold.
Okay.
I can afford it for now.
I'm not gonna say anything for Knock. I'm just gonna call it good. What about you, Cardin?
Cardin pays the gold piece because he knows better than to challenge a bartender.
Okay. All right.
If he ever wants to drink again.
As it is, gather your. Guys, off to ahead and end the session there.
Gotcha.
Now Carden can't wait for next session.
So, real quick before we end, completely, you guys do get a level up.
Yay!
Cool.
That last encounter was brutal. Plus, I'm trying to break it up a little bit so that you guys basically have a level up kind of every couple of cities. In a sense anyway, but at the same time, I also don't want you guys to be super low level forever. So, but I also don't want to make you guys super powerful super early, so
Yeah.
But why not?
All the power.
All the power. I love it.
all right. So, you guys
5.
level up to level 5. I don't think most of you get a whole lot. The big thing is
I get
proficiency
stuff.
The big thing is proficiency bonuses go up. Access to third level spells.
Ooh, 3rd level spell.
Yay.
I get the
Fireball.
Remember,
damn.
you do not have components for those spells yet.
Oof. True.
You do have to purchase.
Okay.
Darn it, it's next level my warding flare gets stupider.
Of course it is.
6 plus con modifier.
So you guys are welcome to your hit dice on stream here.
Oh.
So
Come on.
Okay. Remember my rule: re-roll ones. And
Oh,
Katya,
thank
Katya, you can just hit the hit dice thing in your box. Yeah, and it'll roll it that way.
So
There
mine's
we go.
the
That's better.
mine's the D12 plus 4.
Yep.
Do I only get to reroll ones once?
No, if you rolled it again, go ahead and roll that again. That's trash, bro.
Okay,
Like 4
sure.
HP.
Wow, you guys.
Roll the 1, roll the 1, roll the 2.
I'm getting 9 HP. That's bad on mine.
I mean, yeah, that's a 5 on a D12. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God,
really rough.
my Arcana is now +9.
I'm gonna let I am gonna say that I'm gonna let Denock do his own on his own time. I don't mind rolling skill checks and stuff like that, but I don't think he's gonna want me to roll his health for him, because I feel like I would roll really bad. I mean, that's a 3. He could roll better than that. So in the interim, guys, you guys have a week to pick spells for the next time. Let's see. Like I said, proficiency bonuses go up. I think the big thing, Arden, is he gets 2 attacks now instead of 1. And I believe your movement speed increases by 10 feet.
Yes, I get fast movement.
Yeah, so you should have a 40-foot movement.
Yes.
So make sure you change that.
Why is it not letting me interact with the... Oh, because that. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Sorcerer spells. Here we go. This is gonna be the hard part.
And then I already added the extra attack.
3rd level.
Well, I mean, it's just Katya, don't forget that you also get an additional sorcery point.
Yes, already got it.
Again, I don't think you guys. I mean, you guys. The big things are because you guys have 1 fighter and 3 casters, basically. So you basically, the big thing is 3rd level spells, proficiency bonus increase, and then Cardin gets an extra attack. Those are the big things.
I get Destroy Undead.
Again, the big things are 3rd level spells. So, but yeah, I think next week, kind of before the stream happens, we'll go over what you guys chose for spells and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. Kind of see how things go. I think this is a good place to end it tonight. I know we went over a little bit, but I wanted to get you guys to the next town so that I could tell you guys that you guys got the level up, because you guys earned it.
Thank you.
Yay.
And
I was wanting that extra attack.
huh?
I was like desperately wanting that extra attack.
I know. I know. All right. Plugging. We already plugged. We plugged Romulus earlier. Check his shit out on Thursdays and every other Saturday. He does Dark Souls over on his Twitch channel. 9
And he's
p.m.
actually good at it.
Yeah. Dark Souls. Good at Dark Souls. Let's see here. For me, there will not be any streams from me on Sunday or Monday, as I will be out of town. So I will be back next Wednesday with the guys for some Warframe Wednesday, and then we'll be back here next Friday for D&D. Those will Wednesday would probably be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday for D&D, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those are the times that I have in my head now. Follow me on Twitter if I change those. Oh, YouTube. Everything that we do is uploaded to the Big Ripper YouTube channel fairly shortly after we've streamed it. So if you miss anything, I know not all of our D&D videos are in our VODs. So if you miss any of those, go to the Big Ripper YouTube channel and you can find them all there. Yeah, that's all I got. Blind, do you have something to announce?
Yes. Next Tuesday, I will be releasing the 3rd installment of World of Caleb. So far, it has had some pretty decent reviews, which is surprising, but considering the content. But yeah, let's get at this. Tuesday, I will be releasing probably midnight on Monday. Well, midnight on Tuesday, going into Monday, going into Tuesday. But you'll be able to find that on Podbean. And on Wednesday, everything should be available on Spotify and Twitter, or Spotify and hopefully Apple Podcast. And then we'll also feel free to follow me at World of Caleb on Facebook and Twitter.
Nice. All right.
We'll be going over modern wages on Tuesday.
Oh, that'll be
Yikes.
interesting. All right, guys. And with that one, have a good night. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Good night.
Night, y'all.
Night.
See you all in a week.